oh no, it totally was, just totally got me, pulled the rug out from under me, and I did not see it coming. Hey fellow fiction fanatics, welcome to my channel. I'm Chase, and today we're going to talk about What to Say Next by Julie Buxbaum, I think. So this was actually my first contemporary romance that I've ever really read. I am trying to branch out because I mainly just read YA fantasy, but I decided I'd start with this one, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to start off with a quick little summary. So What to Say Next is about two characters. There's Kit and David. Kit is just kind of normal girl at high school. She has quite a few friends, but she's not like super popular or anything. And then David just kind of an outcast, and he's really, really, really intelligent and logical to a fault, because he doesn't really pick up on social cues or anything like that. And one day, Kit decides to sit next to David because she's dealing with a few things and she just needs to be alone, and she knows David will just let her have her space. And they form an unlikely friendship, and it blossoms into a little romance. And it's actually really sweet, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. I loved the humor in this. It was really funny. David is very blunt, and let me just read you the back of the book, which really, it was what really caught my eye and made me want to read the book. So it says, "It's true, opposites attract. The attraction part is easy. It just happens. The tricky part is figuring out what to say next. Speaking of weird, I have a random question for you. What can you tell me about quantum mechanics?" Kit asks, and a shiver makes its way from the bottom of my spine all the way to the top. My sister suggested I think up some small talk ideas in case Kit came back to my table today. Top of my list, quantum mechanics. It's almost enough to make me reconsider my entire concept of fate. I think that's just amazing. It's so funny and so David. I love him so much. He's just so precious and so great, and he doesn't get it at times, which makes it hilarious. And he's like, I'm gonna find where he talks about himself, like his diagnosis, I guess, because he puts it best himself. So let me find it. Okay, so this is David explaining himself, and I think it's just fabulous. By now you probably realized I'm different. It usually doesn't take people very long to figure that out. One doctor thought I might have a borderline case of Asperger's, which is stupid, because you can't have a borderline case of Asperger's. Actually, you can't really have Asperger's at all anymore, because it was written out of the DSM-5, the 5th edition of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, in 2013. Instead, people with that group of characteristics are considered to have high-functioning autism, which is also misleading. The autism spectrum is multidimensional, not linear. That doctor was obviously an idiot. Which is just so great. These characters are so sweet, so funny, so real, and I love... besides the main two characters, my favorite character was David's sister. I believe her name's Lauren, but he just calls her Miney, which is just like this cute little pet name that he has for her. And she was great because she was really popular in high school, and everyone knows who she is, and she's kind of back from college for a little bit, and she totally helps her brother try to navigate this world. And I just thought I love her. She was great. So the characters were definitely one of the highlights to the book. There was also, I did not expect this book to be as heartbreaking and just have these moments that you just, they pull at your heartstrings. They really do. And I was not expecting it to be as deep as it really was, because, contemporary romance, I just kind of thought, I just didn't think it would get that deep with a contemporary romance. Basically, it made me laugh, it made me cry, it pulled at my heartstrings in the best of ways, and it just made me giddy. The romance was super cute, the humor was great, I loved it. So, and it just wasn't cheesy. I was kind of expecting cheesiness from a contemporary romance, and it wasn't. It felt really real. Like this was a real high school. These were real characters. This was a real situation going on. Of course, it's fictional, but it felt real, you know? So there's only a couple things I didn't like, but I can't really go into it without being super spoilery. So I'll talk more about that in my spoiler section. So I didn't like David getting bullied. I mean, that's not something I think anyone would enjoy. I didn't like David being bullied. It just made me mad, and I didn't like that. And there was another thing, but I can't talk about it because it's super spoilery. So I guess I'll just jump into that section now. You'll probably want to jump ahead. I'll leave a time, like here, for where you should jump ahead if you don't want to hear any spoilers. When David describes the locker room incident, I was not happy about that. I did not like that he had to go through that he was basically traumatized by these people he thought he trusted. I just wasn't happy that they did that. Not that it shouldn't have been included in the book. I just didn't like the situation. When they posted his notebook online, that was his personal thing. He wasn't trying to be rude. It was just his book to help navigate the crazy world and this thing called high school, which he already struggled with. It was just for him to help himself navigate. And so he just put things in there. He wasn't expecting anyone to read them. And of course they came off the wrong way and made people like dislike him, but I just was like, no, don't do that. That's so rude. You just don't do that. But the thing, it bothered me so much that they were doing this. When he got all those texts saying to kill himself, you don't do that. No one should ever do that. You don't know what the situation is. He's super logical. He may think, oh, maybe that's the best situation. Maybe I really do need to do that to help everyone. You don't say things like that to people. It's just not okay. Yeah, I was not happy about that. So Kit's friend, the one who posted the notebook online, when she confronts him and tells him to take it offline and just to stop doing that, and then they talk about the locker room incident and how it was classic. I was like, are you kidding me? No, you don't. No, that's not classic. That's rude, and I was not happy about him and his friend laughing about how that was classic, shoving his head in a used toilet and then locking him in a locker. That's just wrong and not okay, and I did not like it, and I didn't appreciate that he called it classic. Okay, so this was the thing that I couldn't really mention, and when she found out her mom was cheating on her dad before he died, that was like, I did not see that coming. I saw it before Kit did, though, when she found the divorce paper that her dad was gonna file, and I was like, her mom cheated on her dad, and she like runs in, is like, I can't believe dad cheated on you, blah blah blah, and I was like, no honey, no, it's the other way around. And then she like figured it out. It wasn't something that made me dislike the book. It was just something that, cheating is just something I don't like in general. I don't think that's good, but I mean, I understand why it happened in the book, but I just was like, oh no, that totally got me, pulled the rug out from under me, and I did not see it coming. I absolutely loved when the football team is out in front of the school, and they're like, you can't come in until you say this. I can't remember what they were trying to get him to say. And he's like, no, I'm just going to go inside. And then Kit comes up and she's like, leave him alone. And they say something disrespectful to her. And then David just like, okay, this is your first warning. And they don't really care about what he's saying. And then he just drop kicks the football team. He just drop kicks a football player. It was so great. I loved it. I was like, yes, go David. I mean, violence isn't the answer, but that was amazing. And then when he's in the principal's office, But I love how Kit runs in there and she's like, he is my friend, because the principal didn't believe him. I was like, what the heck, man? She just stands up for him. That was really nice. I liked that a lot. I was like, yes, go Kit. When you find out that Kit was the one driving, her dad was in the passenger seat, that was like, whew, that would hurt. You know, you survive and your dad doesn't, and it's your fault. You feel like it's your fault. Oh, that's just even tougher than having just a parent pass away. That's tough. And I figured it out slightly before. Like, she said something about, like, thinking about pushing down on the pedal sooner so that it would, you know, brake sooner or something. And I went, was she the one driving? But I wasn't 100% sure. And when they finally were like, yeah, it was her, I went, I just couldn't believe it. I just was like, what? Because I was right. I didn't know that I was right. I thought it might be, but I didn't know for sure. And I was. Oh my gosh. David's apology. I think that was my favorite thing of the whole book. David's apology was so adorable, was so sweet. It was just the sweetest thing I've ever seen. It was so adorable. I loved it so much. So yeah, if you can't tell that I enjoyed this book, and it's my first contemporary, so I might like these. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to branch out, and we'll see. There were so many just sweet, adorable moments. I really, really enjoyed that. So many moments that just made my heart happy, and I just loved it. So my favorite quote from What to Say Next was probably this quote here. We need to become even better versions of ourselves. In honor of Dad, we owe him. That's the least we can do for people we love. Sometimes to get better, we need to break. And it was just like, we need to be better for him. And I really love that. So I would definitely recommend this book, and I definitely want to add this to my collection. So I'm going to give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. And if you have any books that are like What to Say Next that you would recommend to me, please leave them in the comments down below. And always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the love. I'll see you next time. Bye.